We got a special run of Monarchs, Subterror, and some other interesting metagame decks for you guys today. Back to 30% of you guys have not smashed the crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can get to 103,000. The first system we're going to be looking at here is OTS Championship Monarchs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to be upfront and honest with you guys here. You know, I thought Monarchs suck this format. Yeah, I still think that where Monarchs set on the tiering scale is not competitive whatsoever. I would say that they're borderlining lower tier 2 at this point in time, but that does not mean by any stretch of the imagination that one player cannot come through and necessarily push the boundaries of what we consider to be preconceived notions here. All right, let's be honest here. If you win enough dice rolls and you can domain lock your opponent, you're going to win a good chunk of your games. And I mean, Monarchs are back at 100% power. They have the ability to tribute your opponent's cards, the ability to shut off effects. Jester Confits put free bodies on the field for you guys. Erebus's rip cards from the opponent's hand. Vandy's Fiends say no to special summons. I think the most interesting thing about this list here is we have triple Link Slayer for your generic special summon clauses. And what, we're only playing one Aether? Which is very interesting. I see we have triple of the Fluctolite or the Arclight. Sorry, I got my SAO mixed up there for a second. For draw power for this list. Of course, you're not playing an extra deck because domain lock good. Opponent no play game. I also see that we have March of the Monarchs in here for full abilities to protect your big guys. If anything happens to your Protect the Castle, that's very much what this deck feels like at this point in time, is Protect the Castle. I see the entire side deck here. You have equalizing options, Dimensional Barriers to blow out your opponents, more equalizing options in the form of Mystic Minds, Raigekis, and Cosmic Cyclones. The entire side deck is just made up of hate cards to make these crap matchups all the easier for you, ladies and gentlemen. So do not underestimate what a deck like Monarchs can come out of left field and just body a metagame like this. Now, next up here is a first place back to duel deck profile of Subterror. Now, once again, I'm going to lump Subterror in about the same window that I would with the ever so loving friends over at Monarchs. This deck is very good in a smaller environment. If you don't have a high volume of metagame players, then this deck will catch a lot of players off guard. And I really do mean that when you look at a lot of these metagame representations here, there are a lot of locals out there, ladies and gentlemen, that do not have players that want to go ka-ching, money machine, go burr. All right, that's not a very realistic option for a lot of places. So, that being said, though, something like Subterror Guru can perform. Actually, Dragoon is a very good card. If you have a lot of players that can't see droplets and a lot of power cards like that, then Guru just wins you free games. I even know, like, one of my locals up here, we had a Subterror Guru player just tear through a lot of weeks where they were on a consistent top 4 bench because, one, players don't know how to play against this deck, or two, Dragoons is just good. I mean, look at your hand trap ratios here, right? Dimension Shifter is a good card, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of players, once again, like to look at decks like this and go, well, what's the point? Like, Shifter's a bad card. No, Shifter's a very good card. Let's get that through your head here. And then, of course, you have double Floodgates for there can only be one, and, of course, Summon Limit. I mean, I don't know what decks can really operate underneath massive Summon Limits, but okay. We have all the Psalms in the world here. One skill drain's a little bit interesting, but that's fine. I also see here that we're playing Necro Valley. Under the right conditions, when a teched out build like this gets its hands on the metagame, it does a lot of really weird things. And I think that's the most important thing to emphasize here is anti-meta deck strategies like this really can take a lot of opponents off guard. So don't be caught with your pants down, ladies and gentlemen. That's the moral of the story here. Next up here, we have a Praying Kids Adventure list. Oh boy, so we've looked at so many Praying Kids lists this format that kind of sick of these decks, but here's the general lowdown on this. Adventure package, protect me from big space rock in the sky. I then can tutor through all of my tutti fruity characters on cereal, and then combo up into big doodle doop doop, into big bully, and then I smash opponent's field 2 times. Opponent not recover. Second time. It's did I give the best thing ever? I see that we're playing a DPE package in here. I've seen a lot of Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer combos kind of coming up a lot more now with some of these Praying Kids variants, and that's not a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen. I think once a lot of players can explore and see some of these other builds out here, it really does set a very nice precedence for some ideas. All right, so yeah, yay, Praying Kids. Next up here, we have Tri-Brigade Melfi. Holy crap, a Tri-Brigade Melfi list got through. Hey, Mom, what? Tri-Brigade's doing good. Oh, holy crap. I still think that these feel like much lower results, honestly. Like, I'm not saying this deck still can't compete with it, but like, this deck is by far now tier 2. All right, this deck grinds really hard. I guess that like talents can be really good, but like, I feel like just against like a good Brave board, you just cry. But I mean, Gammas get you places, Crow get you an interaction point, Ash Blossoms to cut off the opponent at certain points feels good. I would probably say a lot of this deck's success probably came from a majority of the hand traps and the anti-fun cards that are built into this, because I don't think the tri-package really has it in it anymore to necessarily compete. And once again, that's just kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! 101 in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. Next up here, 60 card Dragon Malink. Oh boy. So standard shenanigans, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta use that adventure package to set up their Omni Negates. You know what a Dragon Link player hates more than anything? Getting hand trapped. I see, on that statement, I see the triple crossout detonator that this build is packing into it so that you are absolutely not getting blown out of the water. Hand traps are very hot in here too. Triple Gamma, 2 Veiler, 2 Ogre, triple Ash, triple Nibiru, and double Imperm. And then on the sub back burner here, you got the triple droplets to break boards. Well, I mean, I guess that's what you'd really expect from a 60 card variant, right? You just kind of fill out the rest of the spots with those more power cards. That way that you can just dominate and break the opponent's fields. And of course, you see 9 more hand traps down there in the side deck. Oh man, the success was wild for this event. And the last as we have for you guys here, another Praying Kids list. But you know what this one is? This is actually budget, kind of, sort of. There's no expensive adventure package in here, ladies and gentlemen. I also think that this is just like a callback to like last format, ladies and gentlemen. You've got crossout designators in here so we don't get hand trapped. We got talents in here so we can get to draw power. We have Drolls, Ash Blossoms, 1 Bell for hand traps. All right, pretty loaded up here. Cosmics to make sure that we don't lose to some of those more unfair decks that our local environment might put up. But overall, looking at this, seeing a standard Praying Kids list performing, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely what I like to see at this point in time. So overall, the meta's got some interesting bits and pieces to it. It's not like as crazy as it once looks, but that's what you're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. So guys, what do you think? Please leave a comment down below. What you guys think? Make sure you guys smash the like crap out of that subscribe button so you guys know some more awesome content. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day with some more cool awesome content. You guys stay safe out there, all right? Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.